Welcome back everyone to another Fuffle video. It's EMTG signing into the Stanley Parable Deluxe Edition. Hey, a slider. He said he'd be bringing in more sliders. I'm pretty happy about that. Alright, let's see. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. I think I've seen this slider before. Barely visible right around there. Please adjust the slider until the dog and the cat are friends. Or, well, I want them to be friends, not lovers. That's good friends. Please adjust the slider until the number 5 becomes a 9. Okayed my ass, okay. Or is it white power? I can't remember. I mean, that is 9. Oh wait, that is 9 in its own right, I guess. I mean, 9. I'm assuming you want that 9. You know what? I'm gonna say Roman numerals 9. Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. You know what? Let's feel it here. That's good. Hey, which of the 2 made-up worlds below is most appealing to you? Trumptish or Acubonical? Scrumptish or Acubonical? Well, I'm gonna say Scrumptish. It's more appealing over here. Please don't adjust this slider. Alright. Do you know what time it is right now? Yes. Is the time that it is right now the correct time? Yes. What is the time anyway? Well, what is time anyway? Don't you dare bring that philosophical shit into this room. I can go on about that. What is time anyway? No, yes? Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yes. Oh, of course. Will you come back to visit me? Yes. I got a few more episodes out of this game that I have to do anyways.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to listen. New content. Ooh la la. That's gonna be for next episode.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley could, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
So there is the speedrun Easter egg that I could do, but I don't want to do the speedrun Easter egg. Just yet. That's gonna be for like a later episode.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Alright, so,
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, so there's another Easter egg, but this wasn't an Easter egg in the original version. No, wasn't. Run. So you usually were able to go down there.
The lights rose on an enormous room
But
packed with television
nothing would
screens.
happen.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to fight? Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more,
I was just glad that you did this.
And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility.
The sarcasm is
Jumped
palpable.
on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. But railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
All of his co-workers were gone.
It automatically
What did it mean?
resets you. That's
Stanley
perfect.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
I
missed
think
the
there's
memo.
one more Easter egg down that path too, so we'll go down there too.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Is there more to the bathroom ending? To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crime, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Interesting.
Stepping
2, 8,
into
4,
his
5.
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a
Easter
single
eggs.
minute to just let the narrator
Easter eggs.
talk.
That one's more open.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
This one's a musical and an Easter egg hunt. This is a good one. This is a good episode. I hope you all enjoy.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
It got extremely more dark that time. Was that just me? It's whatever. We'll go down the
Stanley
escape
walked
route
straight ahead through the large door that read Mind
after I do this
Control
one
Facility.
last Easter egg. No, fuck!
No.
2845.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by
Yeah.
now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway.
Yep.
Quelle surprise. Blindly?
All right.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept
remember
it.
how to do
His
that.
own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly
We're going to
spent
get
his
the
entire
other
life
ending before I
utterly
go on to
blind to the
escape
world?
ending.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his
power one
past
hand.
began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
But I won't be actually free now, would I? I've got absolute power over them all. Finally bringing in the reins of the Stanley. Oh, hail me, the great and mighty Stanley.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
I
After they
did.
kept you enslaved all these years,
No,
you go and you
but
try to
it
take
went
control
out
of the
the time.
machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then?
Wait, hold on.
Let's
A nuclear
say
bomb under a
2
city?
minutes.
Sorry, under a
this
complex.
is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious
Green
moments
5.
each one of them is. More time to talk
Oh,
about
incorrect.
you, about me,
1.
where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All
There
right,
are
I'm in a
button
good
prompts
mood.
that would
You're
be
gonna
interesting.
die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
Whoa, 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 that's
I
all
raised
glowing up
them.
at the thing.
I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley.
I'm listening to him, by the
You're
way.
in for quite a disappointment.
Oh.
But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Goodbye, employee 427.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces.
Hey,
Will you cling
goodbye,
desperately to your
employee
frail life,
427.
Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say,
happily ever. Son of a bitch! Alright. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
could it
yeah,
mean?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Stanley
yeah,
decided
yeah.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There you go. If I'm
When
correct.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss suffered bosses, then that what the boss chose. Okay. Makes sense.
Here's the door, just go.
That's funny. It's a fucking door. Get out of my face.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape! That joke has already been made, but
Although
hey!
this passageway had the word escape written on it,
I will
the truth
have you know
was
it's
that at the end of
escape.
this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
What if I don't wanna?
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I mean, it's not worth living if you're in charge. You fucking bastard. There. Freedom. The end is never the end is never the end is loaded.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was
I'll be
inched
free
closer
soon.
and closer to his demise, he reflected
what?
that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story.
Fuck.
Trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from
I
a
like this
blind
new
man.
seat, it's comfy.
So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Take me!
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated, as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Boxes! Alright.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
This is cool. It's a little like after credits type thing, like the dev room, you could say. It's cool. I like this. And it's right next to the ending, so it's like, oh, cool. And here are the credits. Nice. The narrator outtakes.
Stanley pushed the big red button. Stanley walked over the bridge.
Kevin Bringington, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game.
And finally, he pushed the number 6. Then he pushed the number 8. Then Stanley pushed the orange lever. Then he pushed the number 8. Stanley pushed the big red button. Still nothing? I don't know. Well, in that case, I'll tell you what. You win. Congratulations. You did it. I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
For that one ending. Yeah, that makes sense why they went with the different outtake. Ooh, doggy, makes so much sense. Underground. An early version of the underground portion of the game. Yeah, where escape was on there. Yeah. Some cool shit in this room, I'm not gonna lie. Got the clock, office clock, cool shit. Freedom ending. This was the very first incarnation of the freedom ending in the game's alpha. Countdown desk. One of the desks from an early version of the countdown ending. Interesting. They pulled the Zending levers. These levers were originally a part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe the color they had pulled. Like he did originally. Ooh, look at that. Zending. The screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the ending of the game. The game is now paused. Okay. Escape menu. For a long time we hit... Okay. What? Okay, that makes sense. And that used to be the old cargo lift. Looks a lot better now. And this is narrator emails. Yeah, cool, right? Cool. Hey, whoa, whoa. So there's a like money gift thing going on there. Or these like YouTube pictures. That'd be interesting. Warzone. Yeah, an ending that was never made. So this one's an early one. In early development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. So yeah, I would have actually liked to see this ending. It did so well with the game. I'm like, if they put in like the Stanley Parable Deluxe Edition, that would have been an interesting concept. This is the old maintenance room, an early version of the maintenance room. Yep. Fax machine. The office. Oh, there's some other stuff the other way. That would have, like, seriously, that ending would be super fucking interesting. Oh, we already were here. 427's different office types. This one's good. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011, the second of March 2012, and the third in February 2013. So, this is the, I believe, yeah, this is the one that we use now. Cool. What is this one? This is a level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strengths of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from the mock-up is still in the game. Nice! Oh yeah, the original, yeah, so it's like, okay. Cool, the guy, this was like a mock-up and he did, that's what sold him. Okay, that's cool.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another.
You have no idea.
How they wish to control one another.
You have no idea.
How they both wish to be free.
Oh, you have no idea.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop
still
the
die.
program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you.
Perfection. The perfect ending. Stanley just fucking dies.
Though your mind races fast, sometimes it's tough, but you always find a way to make things enough. AMTG, you're a star.